Part 3. Non-financial intermediary sources of credit. There are other sources of credit which are not financial intermediaries like appliance companies or car dealers, pawn shops, lending investors, employers, department store. Sa appliance companies, their main sources of investable funds used to grant credit to installment buyers is owner's equity or the owner's capital funds. Mostly dito is all about appliances. For example, I will buy TV. Pero babayaran ko yun by installment. So, magsasign ako ng promissory note na babayaran ko yun by installment. The second is self-financing. The installment sales of appliance companies and car dealers are either self-finance or not. A self-financing company is the seller of the merchandise and also the lender. It will accept the credit application, approve it, and release the unit being purchased. In finance terms, it carries its own receivables. Dito naman, mas prefer ng banks na mag-finance sa cars at trucks kesa sa mga TVs, refs, and yung mga motorcycle. Kasi sa mga trucks at cars, malalaki yung amounts na nai-involve. Kaya, yung sa appliance companies, ang only reason nila kaya nag-self-finance sila is dahil dun sa lucrative financing income sa installment. So, sa self-financing company is nakukuha nila lahat ng financial income na lending investors. Lending investor means prior to the effective date of fractional interest holder and from the after an effective date, a current position holder who makes a continuing holder election in either case is the record owner of the fraction position related to a material policy, the proceeds of which have been. Karamihan sa lending investor is nai-engage sila sa small loans like sa market vendors at sa store owners kasi maliliit lang yung halaga na niloloan nila. Kasi some individuals ay hindi nakakaborrow ng money sa banks because of paying high interest. Kaya yung lending investors is naghanap sila ng mga tao na need ng money at willing silang at yung taong yun ay willing magbayad ng interest sa kanila. Pawn shops. The primary document used in pawn shop is the pledge. Or ito yung pledge is ito yung document na sinasign ng borrower o itinatawag na pledgor. Naka-include sa pledge yung terms and conditions of the loan and either in the same page or in back of the pledge yung promissory note na isasign ng borrower para as a evidence for the receipt of the property offered as security. The pawn shop is required to issue a pawn ticket to the borrower. Yung purpose kasi nito is nag-grant sila ng loans in exchange for something or tinatawag na collateral. Yung collateral na sinasabi dito is valuable like yung mga mostly kasi na personal na property dito is yung jewelry. Pawn shop are registered with and minomonitor din ng Bangko Sentral. Part 4. Specific types of credit available for business. Suppliers credit. In the buy and sell business or trading, suppliers are the biggest source of credit. The terms are 30, 60, 90, or even 120 or 120 days, all of which are non-cash credits or in the form of raw materials or finished goods or merchandise. Ito yung agreement between supplier and sa buyer. Nangyayari lang ang supplier's credit when yung suppliers kung inaccept yung installment payments for the doon sa sinupply niya. Line of credit. This is an agreement between a commercial bank and a business specifying the amount of short-term credit the bank will make available on an unguaranteed basis or subject on availability of funds. This will be made clear later. Sa line credit naman, ito yung one-time arrangement lang. And when the credit line is paid, the account is closed. Open book credit. There are still many wholesalers who provide what is popularly known as open book credit to their customers, usually retailers. In the open book arrangement, yung suppliers is yung credit. Tapos yung buyers naman is debtors. Dito, recorded by the seller as accounts receivable and yung buyer naman as accounts payable. Revolving credit agreement. Revolving credit agreement is guaranteed by the bank. The terms guaranteed and subject to the availability of funds are difficult to understand, especially for a small-scale entrepreneur in need of a loan for 500,000 pesos, but to a very large corporation that are very relevant and significant. Yung only difference lang ng line of credit sa revolving credit agreement is yung revolving credit agreement is guaranteed by bank. For example, yung annual sales last year ng San Miguel Corporation is umabot ng 100 billion. Tapos, maglo-loan sila sa commercial bank ng 500,000 could essentially be guaranteed. Bakit 500,000 lang? Kasi ito yung minimum loan amount ng commercial bank. Pero, in dealing with 100 million loans for large corporations, the issue of bank guarantee and subject to availability of bank funds should be seriously taken into consideration. Letters of credit. A letter of credit is issued by a bank which guarantees payment to a beneficiary or payer of the letters of credit. Ito yung letter from a bank guaranteeing that a buyer's payment to a seller is matatanggap niya on time and for the correct amount. Ito yung if yung buyer is hindi nakapagbayad sa purchase, the bank will be required na punuin niya yung remaining amount na hindi nabayaran ng buyer sa pag-purchase. Packing credit advances. This is credit guaranteed by a bank to an exporter to finance the manufacturing of export goods. Ito yung loan granted to an exporter para sa financing sa pag-purchase, processing, manufacturing, or yung packing of goods prior to shipment.